Good day, everyone. Today's video lesson is all about how scientists map Earth's internal layers. Today, we will explore how scientists uncovered the mysterious internal layers of our planet. Let's take a journey deep inside Earth to see how they did it. Scientists relied on what they could see and touch directly. The deepest humans have ever drilled is the Kola Super Deep borehole in Russia, which reached about 12.3 kilometers into the crust, far shallower than the Earth's total depth of 6,371 kilometers. In comparison, the most powerful commercial oil and gas exploration drills can typically penetrate only about 12 kilometers at maximum under ideal conditions, which is still just a scratch compared to the just a scratch on the Earth's crust. These limits mean we needed other technology to understand what lies deeper. And this lead us to the different technologies that scientists make use to give us a full details of the Earth's interior. The primary technology, the first one, are the seismic waves. Our most powerful technology in discovering the Earth's internal structure is the seismic waves produced during earthquakes. There are two main types of seismic waves. First, the P waves or primary waves. These are compressional waves that travel fastest and are the first to arrive at a seismograph. P waves can travel through solids and liquids. As you can see in the picture, that's how P waves propagate. They are in consonance with the direction of its motion. So they are parallel to each other. On the other hand, S waves, the second type of a seismic wave, also known as the secondary waves. These are shear waves that travel slower than P waves, and they arrive second. S waves can only travel through solids but not liquid. Picture depicts the movement or the propagation of an S waves as they move inside the Earth's interior. So they tend to displace the body up and down. From seismic waves, scientists discovers the following. Seismic waves reveals the crust through a boundary called the Morovichik discontinuity or the MOHO. In the mantle, waves travel faster, revealing denser rock composition in this layer. Through seismic waves data as well, scientists have concluded that the outer core is made up of liquid, since S waves disappear in this region. Then, P waves speeds up again in the inner core, primarily indicating that it is mainly solid. Seismic waves, shadow zones. Shadow zones are areas where certain seismic waves don't reach. S waves are completely blocked by the liquid outer core. This region here, the red line indicates the S wave shadow zone, meaning to say there is no S waves recorded in this area. And also here on this picture, you have the P wave shadow zone, which again tells us that no P waves is recorded around this area of the mantle. So let us try to further analyze how P waves and S waves occur. Seismic waves, particularly P waves and S waves, create shadow zones due to the Earth's liquid outer core. P waves, which can travel through solids and liquids, are refracted or bent by the core, creating a P wave shadow zone. So as the P wave is traversing in the Earth's interior, as it reaches a denser layer in the core, it actually bends. And when it bends, okay, this yellow line here indicates the P wave. And as it bends or refracted, there is what you call a P wave shadow zone on this area of the mantle. Same also on the other side. And for S waves, shadow zone, they are created as evidence that as as S waves travel, they cannot penetrate to the liquid outer core. So that means that from this region up to this point, there is no S waves recorded, as this shows that S waves is completely cannot travel in the liquid outer core. Next evidence is called the gravity and density evidence. Gravity and density provide key evidence for the layered structure of the Earth's interior. The fact that the Earth's average density, 5.5 grams per cubic centimeter, is higher than the density of the surface rocks, combined with the principle that gravity pulls denser materials toward the center, suggests the existence of a denser core. This difference in density also reflected in the layered structure, with the densest material like iron, nickel concentrated in the core, and the less dense materials like silicate rocks forming in the mantle and in the crust. The next evidence is called the Earth's magnetic field. The Earth's magnetic field provides evidence for the structure and dynamics of the Earth's interior, particularly the liquid outer core. The magnetic field is generated by the movement of molten iron and nickel in the outer core, a process called geodynamo. This process is driven by heat escaping from the core and the Earth's rotation. The unstable nature of the geodynamo also explains why the magnetic field periodically reverses polarity. For normal and reverse polarity of the magnetic field, this will be discussed in separate detail in our next video episodes. Moving on, we have laboratory experiments. Yes, to better understand deep Earth, scientists recreate the extreme condition in the laboratory using diamond anvil cells. They compress and heat rocks to simulate the mantle and core environment. And with this, they make use of olivine, a common mineral in the Earth's mantle, undergoes phase transitions at high pressures and temperatures, changing its crystal structure and density. These transitions are used as evidence for the composition and the dynamics of the Earth's deep interior. Next is meteorite comparisons. Meteorites give us another clue. Iron meteorites are similar to what we expect in the Earth's core, while stony meteorites resemble mantle rocks. Since meteorites come from bodies formed like Earth, they help us understand our planet composition. Meteorites offer crucial insights on the Earth's interior composition by representing remnants of the same early solar system materials from which Earth formed. Their analysis reveals the presence of metallic cores, silicate mantles, and crustal materials, mirroring Earth's layered structure. By comparing meteorites' compositions with seismic data and other geological evidence, scientists can validate and refine models of Earth's internal structure and formation processes. Here is the detailed view of the Earth's layer, down from 0 kilometer at the surface down to 6,370 kilometers. By combining seismic data, gravity studies, magnetic observations, lab experiment simulations, and meteorite analysis, scientists built a detailed model of Earth's interior. Seismic waves gave us the sharpest picture, but it's the teamwork of many methods that truly reveals the planet beneath our feet. Thank you for joining this journey through Earth's layers. Here are questions that you will answer in your science notebook. Be ready to share your thoughts next meeting. Let's keep exploring, keep going, keep growing. King Juan Learnings. Embrace learning.